Hey, it is Friday. Talk Therapy Live.
Talk Therapy Live, y'all.
You see the excitement in my face, right?
Yes.
I'm happy to be here at Talk Therapy Live once again on this cold Friday. But hey, we're here to talk about some good stuff. We've been having a wonderful time last few weeks talking about depression, talking about all kinds of things. But we're happy to be here today. This is a Gold Chip Communication Station.
Oh, yes. And if you want to listen live, go to www.1580thepraise.com and click on Listen Live.
Click on Listen Live. Get involved with the conversation as we move forward today. And, sometimes we do Fluky Friday, but we kind of got things mapped out today, right? Where we can focus on a certain issue.
Your mental health.
Your mental health.
Yes. So this is the space where mental health, emotional wellness, and the word of God collide in the most healing way. We want y'all to jump on in and also participate. I am your host, Kimberly S. Bozeman, the owner of what?
Healthy Emotes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I thought you was going to jump in and say something.
I was about to sing something.
You said, you getting ready to sing something?
I was about to sing something.
Go ahead on.
I have written a jingle for you.
Okay, I love to hear it.
Well, we'll do it next week.
Jingle, 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 jingle,
no.
jingle, jingle.
That's mental health. We're dealing with that today, guys. That's,
I want to hear your jingle.
No, I don't want a jingle.
Do you all want to hear his jingle?
No,
we have Mary and Marvin here this morning. Go ahead with your jingle, Bishop.
I don't have one at the moment.
Oh,
I write stuff down. It's in my notebook at the house. You know that.
But you just get ready to jump in like you just get ready to jump some
Only
double
the first
dutch.
part. The first part is just healthy emotes.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my business card.
Please.
But welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Talk Therapy Live. December series is all about healing, hope, and holy alignment.
All right. I like it.
Healing, hope, and holy alignment. Now, listen, today's episode is one that we often do not talk about, but we really do need to, because we know December, like November, December is like, I call them family months when families get together, right? But we have to understand that we have to protect our minds.
That's true.
Even in that environment, we still have to protect our minds. So today's topic is all about protecting your mind, dealing with family triggers and emotional boundaries.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt some kind of way or whatever when you're around family, whether if it's a family reunion, do you often feel triggered sometimes?
I have in the past, most definitely.
And how do you handle that though?
Kind of shut down for a moment, shut down, retreat, go to another space or place, so that you're not around that individual, right? And if you're really trying to make sure everyone's still having a good time, just make sure that you don't put that negative energy or what you're feeling in the moment onto someone else. Sometimes we can look like what we're going through.
Right.
What's wrong with you? And there you go, and everybody looking at you having a serious conversation over in the corner.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, hey, it happens.
So, we want to prepare ourselves when we go around family. Family is something that we often cannot avoid. But like I said, these months are all about, holidays and family and old friends and stuff getting together, So we know that it triggers you. And
so
it's very
holidays
emotional.
Could be also called happy days.
It can be called happy days.
You would love for them to be called happy days, right? These are the most memorable times. Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, you have New Year's, all of that. Happy days.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then but listen, it's not always happy though.
Right.
You want it to be, but then you have that one somebody or that two somebody who just takes you there.
Yeah, but you're in control of that.
You are,
right?
Absolutely.
You're in control of that. So if you want to be happy or not.
So it sounds like a choice, right? So the holidays can reunite you with people who love you and also people who trigger you,
Mm-hmm.
So we want to talk about, why family can stir up those old emotions and how to create boundaries without guilt.
Yeah.
And how to emotionally, control when others are not. Yeah. You have to control yourself when others are not. Hey,
That's
Kim
true.
Jones is here.
That's
Good
true.
morning.
Hey,
Good morning. Yep. So we want to jump right in. And if you all want to offer anything, jump into this conversation. Yeah. All right. So we understand, like, family can trigger us, right? We understand that family is powerful. Mm-hmm. Family is powerful. Family is formative. Family shapes who we are. Yeah. Family shapes our worldview. For sure. How we think about the world, how we think about, other people. So when we get into a family environment, even if we are healed, even if we put the work in, because a lot of us has had to heal from the hurt and wounds of our families. For sure. Right? For sure. But, we have to put the work in. What I find a lot of times, Bishop, in my practice is that we often point the finger and say, this is why I am this way. Yeah. Instead of putting in the work and say, okay, I am this angry person. I am this withdrawn person, because this happened to me, that happened to me. But it's like walking around the world with a crutch. You don't have to walk around with a crutch.
After a while, you should be a little tired of holding that finger up. Yeah. And pointing that finger at someone.
But it feels better because now I don't have to take responsibility.
Well, it feels better for that individual. But man, do we have to hear that again?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So therefore, your circle is getting smaller and smaller. And after a while, it's just going to be you. Because everyone's tired of that conversation. Hey, get some help, go and see someone so that the next time you run into this person, you don't feel anything.
You have to put the work in.
So
you have to do introspection and look within your own self and to identify those areas of hurt and pain.
For sure.
Good morning, Jill Walker is here also. So right now we're talking about protecting your mind during the holidays around family because our family loves us, but our family also is triggering to us.
For sure.
So even as a healed, grown adult, it's our nervous system that remembers the old emotional patterns.
That's true. However, you have to bring those things under subjection, right? I always like to say, if you're a believer and you believe the scriptures, you have to make sure that you cast those things down, that part, and bring it under to subjection. You have to be able to have the power to hold that down.
And for those who don't know what that looks like, what does that look like? Putting those emotional triggers under subjection.
You make sure, right, as you previously said, doing the homework, right? So know yourself. To thine own self be true. Know yourself. Know your triggers. Know, if you stay around this person too long, it's going to be an argument in a minute. Right? There are certain ways and certain things that you can do to make sure that these things do not come up, right? So that's how you keep them down. You have
it's okay if they
don't be prepared for an argument,
right? Okay, so check it out. It's okay if it comes up. It's a-okay because our body keeps the score.
For sure.
And our body is always speaking to us and it wants to keep us out of harm's way. That's why these emotions come up. Correct. Right? Because we have emotional memory. Our emotions remember how that one made you feel, how this one made you feel. So it's normal for those emotions to come up. But the thing is that we can always be in control. When your body speaks, we have to have an ear to hear and to listen and get yourself out of harm's way. Yeah. So it's not a bad thing because some people will say, I forgave them.
Yeah.
I don't know why I still feel this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because of the emotional memory that you have.
Exactly. So I got you.
Yeah. So it's not that you have not forgiven. Right. But like you guys always hear me say that every emotional experience is in every cell of your being. Yeah. right? So your nervous system, when you get around certain people or certain atmospheres or whatever, your emotional or your nervous system is going to remember it before your mind does. Your mind is going to catch up and be like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying with salvation, you used to live in this one way, and now you're starting in this new walk. But your body still prepares itself for certain situations, right? You really don't have to live like that no more any longer, but your body, your emotional memory keeps you in that place of being on defense all the time.
That's right.
So,
that's right. Yeah. Because you want to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to abandon yourself to meet the needs of others.
Yeah. But you feel what you feel.
You feel what you feel, but you have to have a plan to protect yourself. Yeah. With all due respect. And we'll talk about what that looks like.
So, question, feeling what you feel in regards to someone else. Okay, you acknowledge that's how you feel. Should you make sure that you keep it to yourself, or do you feel as if that I have to say something to this person? Right.
Well, it depends. Every situation is going to be different. For instance, if you've already spoken to this person and y'all had a conversation and y'all forgave each other, you've been on, it's not saying that you're not going to have those feelings.
Yeah.
They can still come up. So if you've already hashed it out, there's no need to keep bringing it up what?
I like that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if there's still work to be done, like the word says, that if you have an ought, and get someone, that you should go to that person.
Right. Well, my thing is get that out the first time we talk, so we don't have to keep coming back, because I'm good, right? So don't try to keep pulling me back to this place of every time I see you, I know you're not through with your story or your questions, but can we get them all out this time?
Right.
Because every time I see you, I don't want this interaction.
That is correct.
You know what I mean? So it makes it unfair to the other person.
We have to have a come to Jesus meeting. If you have an ought against someone, you do not want to internalize that and think that it's just going to go away. You don't want to sweep it under the rug, right? Because you're going to trip over it all the time. That pile under the rug is going to get deeper and deeper and deeper, because you start having bitterness and anger and resentment and hatred, and it just keeps growing into this monster. So don't sweep it under the carpet. Talk to that person.
And preferably ask someone how to approach. Because in most cases, we can have a decent conversation if your approach to the situation was better.
Okay.
You can't come at me like, you full of fire. Well, that means fire meets fire. You know what I mean?
That's not.
I need to come to you and say, hey, how should I handle this situation? You know what I mean?
Yes. Or can I talk to you for a moment?
Yeah, but in the right way.
Presentation is everything.
It is everything. Because if you come at me wrong,
yes,
in most cases, that other person is going to respond that same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, just ask for a peaceful way to communicate what you feel.
That's good. But you have to realize everyone is not on the same level.
And they need to hold it. They need to keep it to themselves. Because police going to be called.
Right.
Somebody going to jail.
I was looking at I was looking at YouTube, and in church they had a situation, and some guy was testifying. I guess he was taking too long or whatever. So then the pastor was, trying to get his attention, and so the guy was said a curse word at the pastor, and the pastor just started taking off the jacket, and the deacons and everything, and they beat him up. Beat him up. Yeah. You said for sure.
We unified. We unified. Don't come in God's house. This is the Lord's house.
Okay.
It's the Lord's house, and we unified. You ain't going to do the pastor like that. Every pastor needs some deacons like that in the church.
What are y'all's thoughts about that? What are y'all's thoughts? I like to hear.
There are no pastors on here, so their thoughts will be different.
But there is a way to handle all altercations.
Amen to that.
There is a way. Y'all
know that's true.
That's
true. Time to be born. Time to die.
I think the deacons probably should have just went ahead and escorted him out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They did.
But
They did.
All right. So we need coping skills, y'all. We need coping skills.
So about that, we don't know how many times this has happened. Could have been a reoccurring thing. We don't know what type of threat this person was to the pastor.
Mm-hmm. We don't have all the information.
Is that what you trying to do me like that?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have all the information.
However, for talk therapy live, I am trying to provide coping skills and mechanisms.
I wasn't promoting, or I was just saying,
But you said you concur.
I was just saying,
All right, so we want to get back to the topic, right? So
I apologize if I threw you all off. I got emotional about that.
Yeah, you did.
You understand? Yeah.
But you say you want somebody to have your back.
Come on now, at least 5 of them.
Oh my goodness.
You see what happened in Atlanta when the guy rushed the stage when the pastor was preaching, and he had some guys come and tackle him. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I need some of those.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get that close to me.
Right, I understand.
Yeah.
I do understand.
Yeah, but let's get back to the program. Yeah,
we didn't get any feedback from our audience. If you all saw that or what you all's thoughts are about that. So again, when we walk into family environment, even though we have put our work in for healing, and we're grown whole adults, your nervous system is going to be the first thing to respond. It remembers old emotional patterns
real quick,
before our minds do, and then our minds will catch up. All right. So we want to talk a little bit about conditioning patterns, because our family, as we said before, it shaped us and it wired us, and it gave us our earliest emotional responses. So even if you've done years and years, because some people do inner healing, you know what I mean? I know I've had to do my own inner healing, but being around certain family members or whatever can still trigger or activate those old versions of ourselves.
For sure.
We put our work in, right? So that we can become a better version.
Yeah. And so the key to all is about you putting the work in, right? Because you want a different result the next time you're around this person or these people.
Right. Yes.
So if you put that work in, you can expect a different result. I mean, you have to do it though.
Yeah. I think it at least brings about more self-awareness instead of having a trigger and a reaction.
Yeah.
Now I have a trigger and I have a thought.
Yeah.
And now I have a response instead of a reaction.
Gotcha.
So it brings about that like here, this is what that feeling is now.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Because I want to always be in control. This one and that one, maybe they haven't put their work in.
Right.
I want to be in control. So I have this feeling in my heart or in my gut or whatever. Okay, I remember it's emotional memory. Okay, let me take some deep breaths. Let me step back. You know what I mean? You have that thinking pattern so that your reaction or your response can be better.
For sure. If we are believers and we are walking according to Scripture in the Spirit, so we don't fulfill the lust of the flesh, right? Romans tells us in Romans 8:5-6, it said that the mind that is governed by the flesh is death. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So we have to make sure that we regard our minds, and then also said, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace.
What scripture is that again?
That's Romans 8:5 and verse number 6.
Oh, that's good.
Right. So if you can find, let me back up and read it again. The mind that is governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace. So that's what we want. We want life and peace. So evidently, if your life or your mind is governed by the flesh, then it reaps corruption, death, right? So, but if it's governed by the Spirit, you have life and peace. So in the absence of life and peace, then it is your flesh. It is your emotions, all of those triggers are leading you to a place where you really don't want to be.
That's right.
Right. So your life is miserable and you don't have peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you need them both.
Right. Seriously.
You need them both. So as a believer, we're learning how to walk in the spirit so we don't fulfill the desires of the flesh or the emotional outburst that wants to take place.
Right. Yeah. And
it wants to take. Yeah.
That's a good word. Emotional outburst.
For sure.
Because the flesh will always make a mess, and the flesh always wants to rise to the occasion. Yeah. It doesn't take any coping skills or anything for the flesh just to act up
at all. But it's about putting the work in, as you said 1,000 times already. If you put the work in, you'll get a different response.
That's right. And Ryan and Deshauna Bailey says, do you have a TTL YouTube channel? Yes, it is TTL-KB. TTL-KB. All right. Thanks for that question.
So putting the work in, you'll get a different response. But if you discipline yourself to do that, so the next time you are around, or hey, family reunion is coming up this next month,
right?
You know what I mean? Yes. You don't have this dreadful feeling of I don't really want to go, but I have to go. And if I'm not there, they're going to be.
As soon as you see Uncle Steve or whatever, you don't have to feel that certain type of pain, emotional pain that you had before, because you've already done your work. Now, Uncle Johnny probably has not changed.
No.
You know what I mean? But you have changed. You're the main variable.
You can change it all.
That's right. Absolutely.
In that moment, you can change it all. Your response can change it all.
That's right. And this is measurable growth
for sure
in your own life. And I'm a component of fasting, because fasting will crucify, it will kill those characteristics and the innate characteristics that is not conducive for where we want to go and who we want to be. Like you can have the lack of patience or anger, and that root of bitterness, from being messed with as a little girl, or all of that stuff. But whatever we don't address, we give permission to exist.
For sure.
And like I always say, once it exists, it will not exist well with you.
Gotcha.
Right. So your inner child needs to be nurtured and healed, because he or she will run and ruin your adult life.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, forever. And until we acknowledge the pain of the past.
Yeah.
And we put the work in and do it. A lot of us, we want to walk around with blindfolds on and act like it never existed.
Yeah.
But your body keeps the score, and your body's going to speak to you.
For sure.
It can come out by depression or anxiety or the symptoms of being bipolar from childhood trauma. Just all of that stuff, but that's why I love fasting, because it will crucify those things. And then that way we can walk more, in the spirit.
For sure. Amen. But you have to work on it. That's key.
That's right.
That's key.
Yes.
We're going to say a lot today, but the bottom line is working on it.
That's right.
Putting the work in.
Yes. That's a golden nugget.
Yeah.
Acknowledging who you are, acknowledging your hurt and pain of the past, and what work you would like to put in.
But what a joy it will be when that emotion is gone.
Ooh.
When that feeling is gone, and it can leave.
Yes.
It can leave.
Yes.
You can be around and not feel what you used to feel when you were around.
I'm gonna tell you this.
It's a joy.
So I was like years and years ago, I was having symptoms of anxiety. I was having those feelings of impending doom, and I knew everything around me was good. I knew I have a good life. Like, what is this about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I sat in the classroom of silence, and that's just sitting with yourself, there's nothing around you, no music, no TV. It's just you and yourself. And then listening to that inner voice.
Yeah.
your inner voice has a lot to say to you. Remember, we have this inner child who wants to, but we're too busy. We're too busy on the phones. We're too busy on social media. Yeah. We're just too busy, and we don't want to sit in a classroom of silence. Yeah. You know, but she began to divulge some things that I had just, forgot about, actually wanted to forget about. And once it was divulged, it's like a piece of the iceberg broke off and came to surface. And I was forced to look at it like, oh my God, I forgot about that. But it was up to me to bring healing to that part of myself. I could have looked at it and tried to stuff that piece of the iceberg back down. No.
Back up.
Yeah.
For sure. Look at me, deal with me. Let's do something about this.
Yes. And just bring it. Like you said, you can feel better. Yeah. Those feelings can go away. So I had to look at Kimberly and because I'm a proponent of mirror work, looking at yourself in the mirror, because there is a soul behind all this flesh. There is a person who is alive, the spirit. And you look in the mirror and you say to yourself that I am sorry. I apologize for everything that you have gone through, by the hand of somebody else, or even things that I've done. I apologize, but I want you to know I'm here for you now. And that brings wholeness and healing. It really, really does. So yes, I concur that once you acknowledge it, put the work in, that you can feel better.
Now, what are some of the things that you can do from a professional place to be able to work through this or to overcome this? What are some professional things that you may, prescribe for people?
Well, and there's some that I will get to later on too, but one is what I just said, like the mirror work and acknowledging that part, doing introspection, sitting, in that classroom of silence. Another thing is, which I really like, and it's called, doing like the chair work. It's almost like you imagine someone that hurt you is in a chair and you're able to cathartic. And you speak to it and tell them how much that they have hurt you. And I resent you for doing AB. You know what I mean? But I would rather you all call me and do a consult. You know what I mean? So that I can walk you through this stuff.
Why don't you do a inner healing, inner child? What did you?
Inner child healing.
Class or something. I think we did. I'm not sure how many weeks we did it.
We did it about 6 weeks.
Something like that. It's needed, man. People need help. God's people needs help. Church people need help because the shout is not fixing it.
Right. That's right.
You know what I mean? So that shouting without putting the work in is just bodily exercise.
It's just a fix for the day,
For sure.
It's a fix. And then you just start your week over and you carry those same burdens with you.
So those go hand in hand. We need the spiritual side, but now we're in the world. So we have to learn how to deal with things, that confront us in the world. But as believers, we know we do our best to do them according to Scripture, but we don't always succeed in doing it that way.
God put everything in the earth realm that is conducive for our success.
For sure.
If you have you have a neurologist for nerve issues, you have a cardiologist for heart issues, and you have mental health therapists for your mind. We need our mind for every aspect of life. I don't care how wealthy you are, how well known you are, what you need your MIND for every aspect of life.
Amen.
And you want that's why the name of my practice is Healthy Emotes. We need our emotions to be healed and whole so we can function better. Good morning, Pamela Parks is here today. And it's just, funny how when you get around family members, like I said, I don't care how much work that you put in, how who you were comes back. We have like the birth order and the
I like that. That's true.
and the specific roles.
That's true.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
so
true.
for some of us, we were like the responsible one of the family.
Y'all get together. Here you go.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That's wow.
Or you're the fixer or the
Right.
quiet one,
Right.
the peacemaker,
Yeah.
the black sheep of the family, and the caregiver. So when you come back into this environment, you kind of assume
everything fits into place. It's just you go right back to that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So which one you think you were, or you know, in that category?
I don't know.
Responsible, the fixer, the quiet one, peacemaker,
Probably
black sheep, the caregiver.
probably
Which one would you all say you are? You can put it into.
Yeah, probably the quiet one.
The quiet one.
Yeah.
Do we have any family on here today? Would you all concur?
I
can't see you being quiet. Were you quiet?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Andrea, what do you think about that? Kim, what do you think? Kim has. I know she got something to say. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the quiet one.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I don't know. Don't answer too soon now.
I know. Pamela Park says peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe the quiet one.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know. I was silly, so I like to have a lot of fun.
And still do. Mm-hmm.
So maybe that person.
Aunt Jill said quiet, yes. He started all up for me.
Is that right? She might be talking about herself. Probably not me. Probably talking about herself.
No, she's concurring with you. She says quiet, yes. Yeah, but you know, these things, when we go back into that environment, it's like we assume that same role.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, but a lot of times, you know, family will deal with you according to who you used to be.
For real.
And not who you are now.
Correct.
And sometimes family cannot accept you for who you are now because it's so used to you being this way.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
You know, so again, that's their problem and not our problem,
right?
Or not your problem, especially if you put the work in to make sure that you're not the same person.
Yeah.
People murmur and complain because you're not the same. Oh, Tony used to be quiet and shy. Look at him now. You can't get him to stop talking.
You got something on your face. I ain't playing. All right.
Thank you.
That's a nice way of saying I talk too much.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, only when I preach.
Yeah.
I look up at you. You like it's 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Yes.
I'll come back up again. All right, let me see. All right, I got you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So it is hard for people to accept the new version of yourself, but we got to square our shoulders, hold our head up because we have put the work in so that we're not the same person.
And you're growing, right? You have grown. You're a different person. And it is hard for others to accept for whatever reason. They love it when, I don't know, they were maybe to control you better, or I don't know. But you know, you are who
they can accept your growth.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're one that used to hang out and play ball or whatever, and now that you've assumed, say like you have a whole church now that you're responsible for, and you don't have time for all that other stuff. It's not that you feel like you're better than, but your life has changed.
I don't follow sports like I used to.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, things have changed, you know.
Yeah. Jill Walker says, yes, family doesn't always see you in the now. They see you as you were to them then. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's true.
So we know that the role.
And we'll bring it up.
Yes.
You're trying to act all different and everything. I remember who you used to be.
That's right. That's right.
I say, I ain't acting what you see. What you get. This is who I am.
This is who I am now.
You know,
and it's okay.
Yeah.
If we can hang out every now and then, my time does not permit me to do all of that.
True. That's true. Yeah. But it looks bad also if down through the years, if you're still acting like you're 20 and we both 60. It looks bad on you, not me. Right. So now everybody feeling sorry about it. Something's missing in their childhood, right? You 60, you trying to act like you're 20.
Yeah, that is problematic.
Yeah. So there's a problem with you, not me.
Yes.
I'm growing and, moving ahead.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
right. So we have, some of that trauma reactivation, like I said before, that the body keeps the score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the emotional response can come from just, even if you're not around family, like having like certain scents.
Yeah.
Like you smell something, or you see someone with a familiar shirt, or you hear like certain phrases, or whatever. It can reactivate old wounds. So like I said, that you have that emotional memory. You have the emotional memory, and then here comes the mind. So with the mind, we want to be able to think about our response to it. Thank our body for bringing it up, because our body again is letting us know that we need to put more work in.
Gotcha.
Okay. Right? Because each time that we're triggered with that same thing, the intensity should be lower and lower.
For sure.
You know what I mean? If it's the same level of intensity, we need to put more work in.
Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. That's true.
Yes. Jill says they feel like you just changed versus the growth. Right. They can't.
That's good.
But they don't know how much work you put in, though.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
It's so hard for people to change. And this is why I tell couples and stuff, they're coming all the time because they're trying to change their partners, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard enough for us to change ourselves. You can't you can't change anybody else.
Right.
Can't do it. Right. So with our family, they deal with us on who we used to be. People knew you before your healing, and they usually speak to your past and not to your present.
For sure.
But listen, triggering doesn't mean that we're weak, y'all.
Right.
It doesn't mean, it just means that we're human.
Got you.
And it's normal to be if you've had trauma in your life. You're going to be triggered, but it's how do we respond to that? So when you're triggered, here's what happens in the brain, right? So this is the psychology of the brain. So your amygdala detects emotional danger. Now, everything can be okay, right?
For sure.
But because of the emotional memory, your amygdala is going to be like, okay, we're in danger. No, I done forgave. We done had conversation, but I'm still feeling something. Your body is trying to keep you out of harm's way. Gotcha. So your amygdala is activated, and the cortisol surges. That stress hormone. So a lot of things are going on within the body, and then your logical brain gets offline. It just goes offline. When you are in a stressful state of being, say like if a dog is chasing me or whatever, my body is filled with cortisol, and adrenaline. I don't have time to be rational.
Run.
Hello.
Run.
I'm not trying to figure out a math problem in the midst of trauma.
For sure.
It's not going to work.
Right.
But the thing is that we're on high alert, and we flood our body with those same hormones, and there's really no real threat. But our body's responding the same.
That's good. That's good.
It's
true.
I
see.
And we immediately enter into that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn state.
Next thing you know, you're popping off and everybody like, well, what is wrong with them?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I thought everyone was cool. Well, we were. Yeah.
Until that emotional memory
took over.
And I didn't think about it. I just reacted to it.
Yeah. So your mind creates your reality in that moment.
That's correct. That is correct. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And this is why you may feel, defensive, or a sense of being overwhelmed, or some people just shut down. Other people may get angry or anxious or feel, powerless in that moment. And like you said, everybody around is like, okay, what's going on with Tony?
What just happened?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking like, what's wrong with you?
Exactly.
Give them my healthy emotes card.
Yeah, for sure.
No, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to become familiar with who we are, and how we function.
Right.
Your body is always trying to speak to us.
So we definitely have to learn ourselves.
Yes.
Our own bodies, right? Everything that you're saying today, man, some of it is new. To me, on how the body, the emotional part of it, actually keeps the score of things. Even though you have moved on, you've forgiven, but your emotions haven't.
That's right.
And they're sending signals like, danger, 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 danger.
Right.
But you have to know yourself to know that you're not in immediate danger.
That's right. And speak to yourself. You can speak to yourself, and you don't have to do
it's like, I got my eye on them.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna happen, because really it's in your control.
Yes.
It's in your control.
And you can tell yourself, and you don't have to say it out loud, because people again are like, okay, something wrong with him.
Yeah.
But speak to yourself and say that in the moment, I'm okay.
For sure.
I'm in a safe place.
Yeah.
I am whole. I am healed.
Yeah.
Everything is okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So we can bring about calm to our nervous system, depending on how we respond to the emotional triggers.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mom Trout is here.
It's like giving everyone something different than what they expect from you when they see you.
Yeah.
They know what you normally give off.
Right.
So we're looking for that this Christmas. They're gonna come in and be upset and be mad.
Right. Come in with an attitude.
Yeah, come in with an attitude.
Yes. All right. Take that negative energy back out.
Exactly.
Make a U-turn. Go the opposite way. Because I'm like, good vibes only. Because I tell you what, I put too much work in to be who I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. Put the work in. You can grow, change, and evolve, and it's not contingent on anybody else. The power is in your hands, right? So you cannot always control the trigger, but you can always control the recovery.
Yeah, I got you.
You can always control the recovery. Feeling some kind of way, feeling crazy. Okay, what am I going to do? So let's talk a little bit about the tools to protect the mind. All right. So before entering family gatherings, you want to prepare yourself. You already know who's going to be there, right?
Right, for sure.
You already know who's going to be there. It can be an old friend or whoever. So you want to prepare your mind before you go, all right? So you want to ask yourself, like, what are my emotional boundaries? How far am I willing to let people go? Before I just get to that point. You must know what your emotional boundaries are. Remember, your body's going to speak to you. Now, how long are you going to allow your body to speak before you address it? So you got to set some boundaries, and ask yourself, what is my exit plan if I feel overwhelmed?
Gotcha. Yeah. For sure.
So for some of us, we may need to get up, go to the bathroom, put some cold water on your face. Get a rag and a cold washcloth and put it on the back of your neck or something. Or maybe go outside, stand on the porch, be like, "Ooh, Lord, help me."
For sure.
Because sometimes
you know yourself, you can see where things are going, where they're headed.
Yes.
So you're trying to cut it off before it actually goes there, before it actually gets there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the work you're putting in. And so the next time, as you're learning how to gain control over self, it should become easier. That person should become more tolerable. Because you learn how to not deal with them.
Right.
You learn how to deal with yourself.
Well, like we learned it in church, that it's really not even them, it's the spirit behind them.
For sure.
So for those of us who are spiritual and have that spiritual insight, we can see that it's really not them. And I know sometimes, when I'm around people, I'm praying under my breath because some people just, they don't care. They don't have any filters. You know what I mean? They just accept me. This is who I am. Well, I don't like that. You know what I mean? And you're in my environment, you know? So sometimes we just have to learn how to pray because it's really not them. It's the spirit operating in them, you know, and God loves them as much as he loves me.
Exactly.
You know, but I have to keep myself safe. You know, so you definitely,
especially if you represent the Lord, you want to make sure you represent well. You know what I mean? So if it's going to be on you to keep the confrontation down, so you don't misrepresent who everyone now know you are.
Right. Yes.
And you happen to slip up, and now you cussing everybody out.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I mean about them church people. You know, everybody phony. You know what I mean? It's the perception that people have, but we have to be responsible to control those feelings and emotions that we do have. We still have them,
right?
You know, but they don't have us now.
That's right. That's good.
You can't allow them to. You know, I didn't know I was gonna say all that, or
right.
You know, where
there's no control.
No control.
Yeah.
It just comes out.
Yeah.
So you can't do that now.
That is correct. You know, so we have to set our emotional boundaries, and you know, you have to know who your support person is. You know, like who can I text, or who can I step away with in this scenario?
Who is going? That person must give you the right advice in that moment. You can't have anyone saying, well, I'll go back in there with you then. You know, you want to say it, then
like the deacons at the church. No.
Oh yeah, don't do that now. Don't do that. That's a whole different situation. We'll talk about that on another show. Yeah. The club call them bouncers, right? Ain't that what the club call them, bouncers, right? You got to do what you got to do.
Yes.
Right.
I'm just saying, know who your support person is. All right. You may have to step outside with someone else, like, girl, I'm gonna need you to breathe. Just breathe. Yeah. Or someone you know so well, you can make that eye contact, and you already know to digress a little bit. Take some deep breaths.
You say walk it off, like you know, in the sport. You know, it is there until the right moment. If it's with one person, until the right moment comes where you can calmly address the situation.
Yes. You have to make sure that the atmosphere is conducive for a healthy conversation.
You may have to make several steps before you get to the main place.
Yeah. Because I always taking the temperature.
Yeah.
Like you want to say something, but you have to take their temperature to see where they are.
Yeah.
Because as we talked about before, presentation is everything.
Yeah.
So if someone's not ready, or like if they're still hot-headed, I'm not going to try to talk to them. They need to calm down.
For sure. In the environment. So if we're in a large setting environment, you know, hey, I want to talk to you later if it's okay, maybe when all this is over. Right. So I kind of let you know how I'm going to come at you is going to be pleasant and kind. Now, you may not know, you know what we need to talk about. So I ain't going to say you may not know, but you know. Right. You know,
and then sometimes that can trigger them to mess up their whole evening, you know, because now they have that on their mind for the rest of the evening. You know, so sometimes after everything has died down or whatever, and people start to leave, you can say, hey, Scotty, I'm going to call you later on. Is that cool?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, you know, having that support person and then knowing what topics that you refuse to engage in.
Oh, yeah. That's that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Especially if someone's talking about a person sitting over in the chair.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Don't put your 2 cents in.
Right. Because a lot of times with families and stuff, we have a lot of the same topics and stuff that we talk about, same people or whatever. And the truth is, a lot of people don't know your story, you know, so talking about this one, they can be engaging in that, not knowing that this is a trigger for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to know, like you said, know yourself and know what topics that, you know, you will not engage in.
You need to retreat. Well, you can't.
That's right.
You can't speak on this.
Yes.
You know, so.
And then people be like, Kim, what you think? I don't. I don't have an opinion right now.
But don't look like that when you say it. That means you do.
Right. But you're not privy to it at this point. You know, so let me give you a few therapists approved scripts.
Come on.
All right. So boundary with conversation is just simply saying something like, I'd rather not discuss that today.
Yeah.
Don't have to make it weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
For
you said, don't look a certain way, whatever.
Yeah.
Just say, I'd rather not talk about that today.
Yeah. Gotcha.
End of the subject. Put a period behind that. You know, or with the tone, you know, I'm open to talk, but not in that tone.
Yeah, but what tone you want? No.
See, Exhibit A.
I'm role playing. It might be like that. But what tone you want?
Right. Can we not tell a lot from the tone?
All day.
Yes.
All day.
I'll talk to you, but it's not going to be in that tone.
Exactly.
So maybe we need to physically remove ourselves and come back when both of us have calmed down. You know, or you can say something like, I'm going to step away for a moment and then I'll come back when I'm calm.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that right there. Yeah.
Because you're taking ownership. You have let them realize right then that you're not in a good headspace right now.
Yeah.
You know,
I've done that a lot of times, you know, just walk off for a minute and come back. And if it's not in that same time frame, but on another occasion, talk about what needs to be talked about. I'm always considering the other person's feelings. I don't care what they've done to me. I know my response to them is probably going to be 10 times worse.
Yeah, right.
So I don't want to see them hurt. Yeah, I mean, really, you know what I mean?
And so how thoughtful is that?
My response has always been like that. So, you know, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is.
I remember when William was younger and I cut his hair.
My Lord, I remember too.
And you guys, he was like, ooh, he was so angry. I couldn't take William's hair like that anymore. So he was gone. So I took it upon myself to cut his hairs, but the clippers were broke. They weren't sharp enough. So when he got home, he was so mad. He went outside on the porch to cool off.
I remember that.
And I was so glad about it. You know, so
coming in and seeing my son at the top of the steps.
He
don't know what just happened.
I told him, I said, run upstairs. You know, he just ran to the top of the steps and stood there. But I love the way you handled it. You did make me go to the barber shop.
Oh, you going with
y'all? But that
as soon as you walk in, they look and say, yeah, the mom got it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you physically removed yourself. You went outside, you calmed down, you came back, and I still knew that you was mad because your eyebrows was kind of down a little bit. I was just like, I was the quiet one.
You were the quiet one.
Yes.
Oh,
so
man.
Again, we're talking about setting those boundaries, you know, setting boundaries with people and saying something like, I love you, but I will not participate in that. You know, I love you, but I will not participate in it. So boundaries don't require an argument, just clarity.
Yeah. Jill said, shut mouth grace.
Shut mouth grace. Lord, help me. Lord, help me.
For sure.
You know, so when triggered, don't respond immediately because you're going to get a reaction instead of a response. So we have to learn how to slow our bodies down first. All right. Slow your body down because your body is just like you've been triggered. Your amygdala is in the cortisol and you got a lot going on. Before you respond, calm your body down first.
There they are right there.
Right. Yes.
There they are right there. You know what I mean?
Yes. So calm your body down. Do some breath work. You can inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. This is going to reset your nervous system.
For sure.
All right. Inhale for 4, hold it for 2, exhale for 6.
So good information, but put the work in.
Got to put the work in. It's not going to work if you don't work it.
Put the work in.
Work needs you to work it.
That makes sense.
Right. You know, so we have to identify our window of tolerance. As you stated before, we must know ourselves.
Correct.
We have to know ourselves. What is your window of tolerance? Now, I believe that I'm a very patient person.
I believe so.
You know, I just don't like when my cup overflows because it's almost to a point of I'm done at that point. But it takes a lot to fill my cup. You know what I mean? I don't like to get to the point where it overflows.
Yeah.
Because now I had to put a lot of work in. I had to fast and I had to pray and ask God
Yeah.
to circumcise my heart.
So you don't want to do all that? Is that what you're saying? Are you confessing?
Make me and mold me, Lord. All of that. Seriously. WORK. So know what your window of tolerance is. You know, and ask yourself, am I still inside my window of tolerance?
Got you.
Because you, like you said, you want to be true to you.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to be there for you. Am I keeping myself safe?
Right.
Am I inside my window of tolerance?
Right.
You know, or am I going above my window of intolerance into a realm of anxiety and anger? Like, where am I? Or do I feel myself shutting down?
Right. Yeah.
Or do I feel myself being exhausted?
Right. All of that, you know, because even though it's internal, it will show up externally.
That's right.
And you will have a look on your face. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know, nothing. That's a lie because I'm looking at you.
Right.
You know, so controlling all of that, make sure that you don't get to that point.
That's right.
You know,
keep yourself safe.
That is the work that you have to put in. And deep breathing is nice. If you're someplace and you're getting ready to go in and you kind of have an idea, number one, you don't want to be there. Number two, you have to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a situation here. But sit in the car for a moment.
Yes.
You know, breathe for a moment and get yourself together.
And pray.
Go in when you want to go in.
Yeah. Don't sit too long because then you look some kind of way too.
Everybody coming out and you just going in.
Like, Sheila, come on in. Come, you've been out here an hour. Come on in. Now everybody gonna look at you when you come in. So don't make it weird, you guys. Don't make it weird. And if you have to physically remove yourself from the situation, don't just disappear. Like, you can be getting triggered, and then all of a sudden we look around and Steve left. They're gone. Didn't say bye or anything. They're just gone. How weird is that?
Yeah. And well, he left his place.
I know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
I mean, you can make a small introduction. Okay, good seeing everybody. You know, I'll see you all next time. Just don't make it weird.
Yeah. Or limit your time.
That's right.
You don't have to stay long.
That's right.
Just go in to see everybody. Yeah, he was here. And hi, hello.
Yes.
And goodbye. You know, got another appointment.
Because you love yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And you have an obligation to protect yourself.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
So, you know, this holiday season,
say protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Right. For sure.
All right. Well, we love you all, but we want you all to be safe, but also enjoy your family this holiday season.
Yes.
All right. Put the work in. Know yourself. Put the work in. Let's grow, change, and evolve, y'all. So happy holidays to you all.
Merry
we love
Christmas,
y'all.
Happy New Year. All of that. Happy Hanukkah.
Well, we'll be back before all that.
I just want to say those things.
Oh.
You know, it's in my heart to say.
You're going to say them again next week.
If I can remember. But I'm working on it. I got to bring you jingle next week.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to hold you to that jingle.
Healthy emotes. I'm calling.
You got to do better than that.
I'm calling Larry. See if he can help me out with a jingle.
Lord have mercy. All right. I am Kimberly Bozeman, owner of Healthy Emotes Counseling and Talk Therapy Live, here with my wonderful co-host.
I'm right here. Been here for a minute because she allowed me to be on the show. I'm Bishop Marvin C. Bozeman. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
If you don't have a church, come visit us at Assembly of Faith Church, 1571 Parsons Avenue, Columbus, Ohio. Service starts at 11.
Yeah, and you can listen to us today as well.
Yes. At 12:30.
Come on.
At 12:30 on the Gold Chip Communication Station. All right. We love y'all.